What's up, everybody? Today we've got some brand new Datamined information, new skins, some information on the dimensional hole, and Bagel's gonna do an RTA. I'm gonna try to not do a crazy RTA rant. I made pie charts, so I don't know if it's gonna be not crazy. I feel like it's gonna go overboard, but I'm gonna try to not go too overboard. So anyway, today we've got, as you can see on the screen right now, we have some skins Datamined. Before you get excited, you're already excited, some of you are very excited. RTA skins. RTA season rewards. These are supposed to be Guardian RTAs. Yeah, oh, hooray. And everyone's disappointed aside from the people that are always Guardian anyway. And they're like, oh, Guardian rewards, okay. See, here's the thing. When we have cool transmogs, I push and I get Guardian to get them, but I don't like the feeling of like having to. Like I'm forced to do it. Like I like the cool transmog, now I'm forced to get Guardian. Now I can't like have fun and like maybe do it if I want to, maybe not do it. It's like no, now you have to. Now it's a pressure thing, and if you don't do, oh God forbid. I don't like that feeling. I don't like the feeling of like, and then you have to try to use broken monsters to manipulate the system. I hate that feeling, man. I really do. I don't like that. But anyway, the transmogs seem cool. Some people like them, some people don't. Some people think they're kind of gaudy. They look like regular dragon transmog. Like half of them looks normal, right? Like a normal dragon. And then it's just like they added some things to the wings and little things to the crown. But if you took that away, if you took the things on the wings and the thing on the crown, like they would actually look like normal. They didn't change that crazy much on the head and torso. You know what I mean? Anyway, so these are the again, data mined by Parallel Horizon. They've done a lot of data mines in the past, so it's a pretty credible source. Here we see the Zyros. Ooh, Zyros. And then Jameer. I like the dragons that have a big color differentiation, but I think it looks, some people think it looks gaudy. I think it looks nice. Maybe I like gaudy stuff, but yeah. Unfortunately, it's RTA rewards and not extra dragon transmogs that everyone can get. See, this is one of those times like I wish they would like do a pack. But here's the thing. Why sell a dragon transmog pack when you can instead sell all the reaps, all the rune packs, all the immemorial packs, so that people are forced to buy all of those for what, $300, $300, so it's $900 times however many months, like 3 or 4 cycles. So it's what, it's a few $1,000s. Why sell a $30 transmog pack for $5 when you can spend a few thousand to get 1 or maybe 2? So maybe that's they count to us math, right? It's lovely. I would have just, why can't we just get the transmog packs? It's less painful to my wallet. Anyway, so that's that. Another thing that a lot of people are probably going to get salty about. I'm not too bummed about this actually. So this is capped. Before we get crazy, this is capped. It's not like 120 crystals. I think this is capped every week. I'm going to have to double check on that. Well, this is all data mined information. So this is all tentative. It could change even before it comes out. But they're going to have a dimensional hole refill for tentatively 120 crystals. Again, this could change before it comes out, etc., etc. And it's looking like it's going to be kept, I think, once a week. That you can use 120 crystals. Who knows? They could be like, every day we're gonna let you spend 120 crystals. But that's gonna be pretty crazy for people that are trying to farm the new runes. Again, there's no Violent, there's no Swift, there's no. Well, wait. Well, what? It's coming. I feel like it's coming. I feel some. There was some information that said they weren't going to. That they actually told me. And then there was also some information that they were like, no, they're really going to eventually. So we'll see. I don't really mind this as long as it's capped. It's really cool for being able to second awaken more units without waiting, because currently it's like I think 8 days, like somewhere around 8 days to refill fully. So being able to do twice a week now is not bad. Especially if you want to skill them up without using Devilmons. That's great. But also the new runes, the new grinds. I actually I kind of like that because I would rather get the grind. It's so hard to get the grinds from R5 that having grinds drop from something that you can just farm, like having the dimensional hole grinds drop is kind of nice, right? Kind of like how the Rift Beasts, work, where you get the grinds. You can just farm the one area and then you get the runes and the grinds. I actually kind of like the way that works because grinding R5, it's just a third of the time you actually get something, and then it's mostly something that you throw away anyway. A lot of time you get mana, a lot of time you get like two shape-shifting stones, 2 summoning stones. Like, oh god, what do I care about? Probably 3, but still. R5 is like the most miserable thing to farm. Even speed farming, it's still, you get nothing all day. I hate R5, man. I really do. The Rift Beasts are better because like you can farm and like, oh, I get feels like you get stuff, right? Anyway, that's just me. R5 ranked. Are you ready for that? Let me know what you think in the comments below. But what was I saying? RTA rant. RTA rant time. So there's a lot of people frustrated with RTA. And I try to explain it to them personally, like on an individual basis, when they're like, I'm having such a hard time in fighter level RTA. In fighter 1, I'm getting destroyed. What am I doing wrong? Oh my god. You are not fighting fighter level beginner players in fighter level RTA. That's one of the big things is like the matchmaking system is so bad. It's so bad. Let's go on to, here's some pie charts. Yes. So let's think about this as far as season 1, right? The whole player base. There's a lot of people that tried RTA. Not that they were playing every single day, but there's a lot of people that tried RTA. It's a new mode of the game. Let me try it out. Most of the community wanted to try it out. That was great. We had a very active player base. A small percentage of people that are like, I'm not interested in that, but a very active player base. After season 1, a lot of people were like, oh, I don't really like it, etc., etc. So we go to season 2. There's some people stopped after season 1. There's some people that were never interested in the first place, don't care at all. Right? So the current players became smaller. What happened after that season? Well, a lot of people that are in the lower, they were like, man, I lost most of my matches. I only had like a 35% win rate. I don't want to do RTA if I only have a 40% win rate, right? So they stopped after that. Okay, so go to the next season. The lowest bracket of players stopped after that. You see, this is a trend of like the players with the lowest win rates stop doing RTA, and they're like, oh, I'm not going to do RTA. I don't feel like going into battle and losing and spending several hours to just lose and lose and lose and lose and lose. So the people that have like less than 50% win rates, like 40% win rates, they just stop and they stop and they stop and they stop and they stop. So then that happens even more, and that happens even more, and then we come to a place where we are at the only players that are doing RTA are the players that are very, very good players. So at all ranks of the game, this is the first thing, at all ranks of the game, like all ranks, there are good players. You see Guardian level players, people that are ranked Guardian, that have finished Guardian in regular arena, that do RTA and they're like they're fighters, right? They're in the fighter level and they're like, well, what am I doing wrong in RTA? It's like, no, not that many people are even doing RTA. That's what you're doing wrong. There's all the people that are lower than that are just not doing RTA. The beginners, the early mid games, the mid games. So all the players that are doing RTA are all end game players. All of them. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I was doing RTA on both my main and my alts, and God, we have a really bad matchmaking problem. Really, really bad. First off, we have a player-based problem, is that most people aren't doing it. And we have a really bad matchmaking problem because nobody low level wants to do RTA because they don't feel like being beat up all the time. And you see all of these people with Guardian skins, Guardian wings, etc., in Challenger and in Fighter And we're looking at this. I'm on, like, I was streaming, I was doing my own matches on my alts. I'm like, there's a lot of Guardian skins in Challenger. From like things that were like people had wings and skins from like the first couple seasons. Like in Challenger, in Fighter. I see the other content creators, there's a lot of them in Fighter levels. And I'm like, it kind of makes us as a whole of content creators look bad because you're like, oh, they're losing to, I don't want to name names, but I was looking at other people's streams and I'm like, they're in Fighter level, they're losing to Fighter 3 players. It's like, oh my god, well, did they get really bad? It's like, you look at them, they got Guardian wings. They're not Fighter players, they're not losing to Fighter players. They're losing to Guardian players that are in Fighter level, and they're in Fighter level, and they can't get out of Fighter level because they keep losing to Guardian players in Fighter level. There's not enough, and so the ranking system is also showing everyone at lower levels than they would normally be in regular arena. And then the matchmaking system, it's like, here's the problem. It's not good. It's like allows anyone to be anywhere. And I don't want to compare it to, no, you know what? I will compare it to. There's a game. You guys are going to get pissed off for me comparing it to an EA game. Command & Conquer Rivals, right? There is a certain amount of decay that you can have in Command & Conquer Rivals or in many other games. Not necessarily in that. I'm just saying the game that I played that was a better matchmaking system. You can't go crazy and decay all the way down and then if you have been to a certain level, you decay this much and that's it. You don't fight against players at this level if you've been up here. They don't let you do that. And when there is a huge difference, it's a challenge match, right? It's a challenge match. So you don't, like, if you're fighting against a super high player that's much higher level than you, you don't lose points by losing, but you gain, I think you gain twice as much by winning. So it's a challenge match for the lower level player. And it's just a better matchmaking. Because like, why are there players that are Guardian level players that can compete at Guardian level that are in Challenger and Fighter? Like, a lot of them are farming points. Some of them like just didn't do their wings, whatever, and they're like, okay, I'm starting mid-season, and it makes everyone that's legitimately low level feel like crap about themselves. They need to make it a place where you can fight players at your own rank with your own at similar quality runes and everything like that. They need. I'm sure you guys know a lot more games that are like League. I don't have League of Legends or Dota or stuff like that. I don't have experience playing ranked in any of those. So if you guys know that, then by all means. You know what, Hearthstone's another example. You can't decay after you hit a certain level. You can't decay past, like, even if you lose, you can't decay past that certain, like, there's certain thresholds where you can't lose yourself down below a certain rank if you have been competitive at this higher rank. So even if you were like a Guardian some point, like, you shouldn't be able to decay past C1 or something like that. I feel something along those lines where you decay a certain amount and then that's that. And then you stay there at the very least, and you don't fight challenger level players because that's not fair to everyone. And I'm on both sides of the spectrum actually on this, which is kind of a rare thing. I don't think there's too many people that kind of see it from this standpoint. And let me explain what my standpoint is. I go on my alts and I'm like, wow, I'm fighting Guardian level players in Challenger and in Fighter. This is not fun when I'm doing that because I can't match up against people that have the same rune quality as I'm trying to do on these little like free to play or like barely spent any money on them. So it's challenging there. And then I go my main and I'm fighting against players that do not have the rune quality that I have, that have way less rune quality, and then it's unfair to them. And then I feel like crap about myself because I'm kind of abusing and manhandling people that can't compete with me. I'm not trying to, but like, I'm seeing it from both sides of the spectrum. Like, it's not really not good matches, right? Sometimes you get good matches, but it's just very frustrating. And there's something needs to be fixed because here's the thing. It's not just that it's like, oh, well, it's bad, deal with it. It's like, oh, it's bad, and it's driving players away from this aspect of the game entirely. People are just don't want to do any of RTA at all because they're frustrated because of this. And then that starts a snowball effect. They start with being frustrated with RTA, and then they're like, you know what? I can't even play this part of the game. And if they get frustrated with another part of the game, they're like, you know what? Maybe it's just time for me to leave Summoner's War entirely. So Com2uS is driving players away with bad matchmaking, bad design, bad development decisions. I was gonna say design decisions. That doesn't make any sense. Bad development decisions. They came out with Dimensional Hole, which is fantastic. I feel like it's fantastic content. I really like Dimensional Hole. I like the Second Awakening monsters, making 2 and 3 stars more usable. I can't wait to see what's next. I feel like that was great content that they added. I don't even mind that they are doing the crystals for extra refreshes. I think that's I personally am fine with that. But this RTA thing, man, better matchmaking. It's not good. It's driving players away. Anyway, I know, see, there's gonna be people that don't agree with me, and they're the players that play RTA all the time, and they have no interest in seeing it from like anyone else's perspective. And then there's a lot of players that are very frustrated, that are like, not even early game, they're like mid-game players, and they're like, I've been playing for years, and I can't even compete with all this stuff because I'm not as crazy pay to win as everyone else, but they want to play RTA, but they also do not have $10,000 to push into the game. I'm so good at words. So anyway, that's my perspective. And there's people, but here's the thing. To end it, I'm sure Com2uS does not care about my opinion. I'm sure my opinion is irrelevant, and they will continue to do things as Com2uS does. But remember this, Com2uS, the more you push players away, the more you leave a bad taste in players' mouths, the more they will remember that when you start to create new games and expect or try to bring players into those games. People will say, no, I know what they did with Summoner's War. I'm not getting involved in that again. Case in point. Do I need to say more? Anyway, yeah, I got that from Twitch today, right now. Anyway, that's it for this one, guys. I did rant. I did a lot of ranting. Sorry about the rant, but I just wanted to get it off my chest. I wanted to explain to a bunch of people that are like, I can't even compete in RTA low level. It's just a mess. It really is just a mess. So let me know what your thoughts on this are. Hope you guys enjoyed it. The only thing that impacts most of the people is this, right? Everything else is just bagel being salty. Anyway, guys, that's for this one. I will see you as always in the next one.